family dynamical situation. That'll have to, with that situation, with her having guardianship and those types of things going on, Zeke, Adult Protective Services is not a legal firm, right? Like we're not attorneys, we're not legal representatives, we're not authorized to give legal advice or anything like that. So however way that situation resolves itself, that's for the family, and that's going to be resolved most likely primarily through an attorney. Okay?
They're withholding the funds for attorney. Attorney doesn't take a case unless they got $5,000 retainer.
Right. And how much does it cost to make an APS report? Zero. But we're just not the ones that will affect change for that situation.
It's just a single fact being fact-checked. Are you not capable of a single fact being fact-checked?
We will not get involved in any aspect of that situation. Not from that standpoint.
You see, so I've been a caregiver for 5 years, and my experience is that APS is exploited by the people who perpetuate abuse. That is a fact, and I have client Jeremy Bernstein that I filed APS report because his mom Diane Bernstein exploits him to get money from regional center. When I reported that, they got mad at him, and it got worse. I have Liana Babujan that I was engaged to 7 years ago. Her brother Hovsep, I've reported, is exploiting her because he's her IHSS provider, and he hit her. She's reported to me and to others involved that she is hit physically, she is yelled at, and I have video of threats I got from Hovsep, who I reported, and I filed police report of threat after social workers went there as a response to APS report I filed against them. So, and then I have video of her saying she's scared.
Zeke.
So you want to not ignore that. That's what APS does. APS is used by abusers to perpetuate abuse, and you're seeing case in point right now. You don't want to hear it.
No, Mr. Matevosian. It's not that I don't want to hear it. Listen, sir, I'm taking literally all of the frontline, mainline calls from 211 for the entire region of Los Angeles County.
So all of those cases, you have to help the abuser. You don't have time to hear the truth.
Zeke, let me talk to you. Let's have a healthy back and forth conversation, okay?
You're giving me excuse why you can't hear the truth, correct?
No, Zeke.
Because you have a big workload.
Zeke, if you're not going to let me talk to you, sir, I'm going to have to end the phone call. So like I'm saying, I'm literally manning the frontline call for literally every single call that comes in from LA County right now. I'm the only person that's doing that right now.
Refer me to someone who can help. Your lawyer, right? No one but a lawyer, and a lawyer costs $5,000 retainer, correct?
Well, what you can do is speak with the legal services representative. You don't necessarily have to just plot down $5,000, right? I mean, you talk to somebody. Obviously, this situation has been something that's been in the works for a very long time between you, between your mother, between the family. However way you all's dynamics have played out over the years. Okay, this situation to what it ultimately is today, it didn't happen yesterday, right?
It's been going on 5 years. Now tell me your name again.
Going on and on and on. So guess what? APS isn't going to solve that in one day.
I know, but it would take.
Mr. Matevosian, there we go. We're talking over each other again. This whole situation is not going to get resolved in one day, okay? It's a very fluid, deep-seated situation that's going to probably take months and if not years to resolve itself. And it's going to have to be done through the proper channels. APS isn't going to be able to resolve that.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Tell me your name again. I think I've spoken to you before. When someone is doing wrong, this one point I make, is it okay? One point I make?
Of course, Zeke, of course. And look, listen, I appreciate this conversation that we're having because, I mean, obviously it's something that you want to see resolved. It's obviously a long-standing issue that's been going on. It's going to have to resolve itself one way or another. It at least starts with a conversation with somebody somewhere, right? Now, when you get to the ultimate source of who can actually affect change for the situation, that remains to be seen. Look, there's several cases open with your mother, with a social worker, okay? Before we get off the phone, Zeke, I'm going to provide you with that social worker's information who has the current investigation open, okay?
Please do.
But,
yes, please.
Okay, absolutely. So yeah, that's just kind of where we are with that situation. But just to recap, okay, your mother is okay right now. She does have food, is what I'm hearing you say.
Yes, the food isn't the issue. Neither is the neighbors. Neither is her phone missing. Neither all of the things she usually complaining about. Those aren't the issue. The issue is her compulsion to complain about those things. She's the one who's abusing by reporting abuse. If you understand that one point, and it's not an Alzheimer's or dementia and an old age thing, she's been doing that her whole life. It's a chronic condition. It's not an old age thing.
What's the condition, Zeke?
The condition is called Munchausen by proxy. It's sadistic, narcissistic. So go on YouTube and type in the search field Teal Swan doll syndrome. And that describes parents, women who get married and have children, not for the sake of that, for that child to have a life, but so they can have a doll to play with and to abuse verbally and torture. And that is not, there is no sarcasm here. I'm speaking to you literal, accurate medical truth. Her diagnosis, she's been doing this her whole life. My sister has passed, my father has passed, and my brother has passed. These are facts. When my sister passed, 2021, her directive to me was, she when she was dying of cancer, she was saying, Zeke, no matter what, I don't want anybody finding out that I've passed until my body is buried. I don't want any funeral service, nothing. I want my body's, and she got mad at me that I let mom know. That's because when my brother died when I was 12, the whole racket my mom threw to get sympathy, okay? Because so she gets, and then she had even had plans to have them get my brother's body, the grave, to dig up the body. There's a name for that. Put it on a plane, and there's a service that would transport my brother's body that was buried in Garnersbury Cemetery in London, England. To dig it up, put it on a plane, transport it, dig for a grave in here. And then so you connect the dots. Why Alice, my sister, would want her not known? Because she, in her mind, the person, me, no, right now we're having this issue with Anita. Anita couldn't get away with it if mom wasn't helping her. Mom says that she wants Anita's power of attorney revoked. She wants her name removed from her bank accounts. Anita's refusing to do it. She says, well, mom doesn't have capacity. She had it removed. But the fact is, mom thinks very clearly. She's a retired school teacher. She's very smart, and when she intends to use the smarts for her advantage, she'll use it. When she wants to claim that she doesn't know what's going on, she'll pretend like she's crazy, that she doesn't understand. But trust me, she knows everything going on, and she's playing us, everybody, the cops, the APS reporters, the attorneys, the realtors. How many realtors she's had? Ask David Wynn, how many realtors have taken her around for 7 years to show houses, and then she doesn't go through with the sale because she enjoys this. She enjoys what's going on right now, the commotion. To her, she's drama queen. having us all in a state of crisis, having cops, APS reporters, ambulance, psych facility, lawyers. To her, that's the thrill of her life she's having. It's like cocaine, feeding cocaine to the coke addict, and everyone's playing along because it's to their 911 calls, false 911 calls are illegal. I keep telling the cops, they say, hey, we don't mind, you know, we get paid for going out there.
Right.
So,
Zeke,
yeah.
Zeke, I get you, sir. Listen, wow. I hope and pray that one day soon there's light at the end of this tunnel, because it just sounds like
it's too much for you to handle. They all say that. They say this is above my pay grade. It's a societal matter. That they all say that. It's too much. I know. I've been hearing that for years. So you can't handle it. Let somebody else do it. Exactly. You don't even want to admit. If you were able to acknowledge, an addict goes to a 12-step program, when they're able to acknowledge they have a problem, they can get help. APS being able to acknowledge that they're used by perpetrators, abusers, scammers to perpetrate by the filing of false reports. They never prevent the abuse. They perpetuate it. They say nothing we can do. Therapist that she's been saying says the same thing. Nothing we can do. Cops say the same thing. Cops say we don't write the laws, we just enforce them. It's a civil matter. The reason you say go to a lawyer, as the cops do, because the lawyers make the money off of this. So the police and the APS reporters, OPS social workers, the policy is to not help, perpetuate it, set it up for the lawyer to make money. And that's what ruins this country. Truth. You don't want to acknowledge that. If you were to, you could acknowledge, all you would have to do is acknowledge that.
I will give you the social worker's contact information who has the case open, okay? That's going to be the person that's going to, they're the ones.
You, as an individual, being able to acknowledge what I said is the truth would solve it.
Look,
but you're going to brush it aside, keep repeating. Go ahead, give me the reporters. Go ahead. I know what you're doing. You got anything you can do to avoid acknowledging a truth that would solve the problem. Go ahead, give me the number. I'm listening. You're going to say I'm interrupting you. I know all the methods. Go ahead, tell me the number.
Okay.
I'm talking to that guy. I'm told him everything already. I'm talking to that guy.
All right. Well, look, he's got plenty of open cases for Miss Matevosian.
Yeah, he's very, very busy because he's got a lot of work, just like you said. They all say that. Cops come on a false 911 call and they say, we got a lot of houses to go to. You're not the only one. They don't want to hear the truth. For you to acknowledge the truth that you participate in the abuse, encourage it and support it, and say go to a lawyer to make the lawyers rich, which is why the policy is like that in the first place. All you would have to do is yes.
Let me see. How does this resolve itself?
You being able to acknowledge what the problem, an alcoholic, acknowledging that they're an alcoholic is the first step. An APS reporter being able to acknowledge that their policy supports and encourages abuse and lawsuit abuse and false APS reports and false 911 calls, all of which I have been subjected to. You being able to acknowledge what you yourself do every day helps us right now, helps support the abuser. And you just told me how many times go to an attorney, we can't solve it. You take the reports which you acknowledge you can't verify if they're true or not. You get all the false reports and then you say go to a lawyer to fix the damage we've done with those acknowledging those false reports that Anita used to get conservatorship, get guardianship over my mom. These are facts you are aware of. Can you acknowledge what I just said? I'm not hearing anything. Did you hang up? You're on the line. Are you able to acknowledge? You've gone silent, but you haven't hung up. Did you put the phone down and walk away because the truth is too obnoxious to acknowledge?
Okay, Zeke, I'm sorry about that.
What happened? You didn't hear it, what I said? What just happened? Can you just tell me what just happened?
I told you, I am a frontline caller, person taking literally hundreds of thousands of calls all over LA County.
You keep repeating that. That's blocking communication. It's a filibuster method. Did you hear the truth I spoke to you? Are you able to acknowledge it? Can you tell me back what I just told you?
I told you what I just did just now, okay? So as you were talking, as you were going through your diatribe about whatever that you were talking about right now, I specifically told you...
Whatever diatribe?
Zeke,
what did I... Can you just tell me back what I told you?
Zeke, hold on, right? So I have no choice but to take, because they're all emergency calls. I have to take the call. If somebody called me right now, I have to put you on hold, and I have to take the call. Okay.
We could have ended this call. Just say the statement that I told you to acknowledge.
You were busy talking. You were busy I couldn't even jump in right now. It's like playing double dutch. I got to get in.
I'm giving you time. All you have to do is tell me back what I told you.
Zeke, you were on hold, and I just got off the phone. So
you didn't hear me? So I just want to make a statement. I want to hear you repeat it back to me. That's all, and I'll hang up.
I'm not going to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow up with Jose on this situation, okay? But I'm not going to be on the phone with you.
So I say a statement. You don't want to acknowledge hearing that statement.
I'm ending the call.
Just say that. You're not able to acknowledge a statement. Hear a statement that I tell you.
I'm professional with you, and I'm trying not to just hang up on you, okay?
I'm just asking you to acknowledge you're able to hear a statement I tell you.
As a supervisor, okay?
You as an individual. They always say go to supervisor.
Goodbye, sir. Goodbye.
You saw it. I'm speaking a statement. He's refusing. He says he put me on hold while I was speaking this statement. He doesn't want to say it back to me. You saw it.